Hey everybody, Old Folks here. I'm going to probably blow your mind in a way you don't want blown if you're a Magic Rush fan. I've got some screenshots here pulled up. I'm going to pull up some more. I've been part of a group. Basically, Magic Rush is cheating you. If you've ever been to a casino, and if you're not old enough to go, be careful. But it is illegal for a casino to have employees sitting at the table that you're playing on, playing with house money, trying to make you lose. I don't know if you follow that, but that's basically what is taking place in Magic Rush today. Now, this is not the first time it's happened. I doubt it's going to be the last time it's happened. But basically, I've got some chats here. I've got some other stuff that I'll show later in a different video. But I'm going to blow your mind here. So basically what's happening is people within Magic Rush, and we've got ex-workers, somebody that we know from another alliance, talking to, they got people on each server to push spending. So basically a developer or an employee is sitting there who likes the game and they're working on it. They get paid in diamonds, and so they're spending money to make you spend more. It's like, how's that guy so far ahead already? You know, why would someone spend that much money? It's because they work for the company. It's not real money. You know, I'm speaking as a guy that, you know, I've talked to y'all. I've got a business, you know, multi-million-dollar thing. I know guys that make $500,000 plus a year. I'm not saying any of that in a bragging way, but we have a respect for money. And the way people spend in this game sometimes completely shows a disrespect of money and its value, which usually shows something is off. And so we started doing a lot of investigating. One of our friends, I blocked out their name because I don't want I don't want it to show and get them in trouble over there where they are, was a translator for Magic Rush. She worked for Magic Rush. She got paid with diamonds. You know, they've got crews, they let us know, that are working and they're making a business out of it. You say, now that's kind of awful. You know, dang skippy it is. I'm going to pull up a couple more. So we've confirmed that there's moderators on some of the different servers. We're constantly checking in. And the moderators, basically their job is to make people compete, you know, to start that server spinning off. You'll get new servers going and suddenly there's a guy jumping in, you know, usually, and I'm not picking on the Chinese side, but usually on the Chinese side or in the Korean side, spending mass money, and you're like, well, I want to be first. I'm going to have to spend against them. It's not a real person. It's a developer. I mean, it's a real person, but they manage the server. And so there's always this ongoing struggle. And so then what happens is a merger takes place. And we've seen this countless times. Remember, this is not my first server. This is not my first merger. This is not my friends that I talk with, their first server or their first merger. And what happens is these, you know, major guys come in who have spent $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 or more, which is insane, suddenly disappear. Yeah, they might play for a month, and then after about a month or so, they're gone without a trace. Now, they don't always talk a lot in chat. You know, they'll never get on Skype or Line or WhatsApp or any of those other things. You know, but they just suddenly disappear. I mean, who randomly invests that much money and then just says, boop, I'm gone? You know, it doesn't happen. And so that's what happens is when the merger takes place, that leader of the server that you were on, and there's, you know, 4 other servers, obviously, they each have somebody managing that. They take off that server and they go to a new one. And we've seen that across multiple servers. Sometimes you talk to those people and they talk exactly the same way. They've got a different name, but you can learn the language people discuss, and they say the same things. They talk the same way. Everything is the same. And so it lets you know that these guys are doing that. So I'm going to close these real quick, and I'm going to pull up some more. Give me this here. So basically, what does this mean? This means that every player is due a compensation. Now you say, now Sean, this isn't really how it works. And I say, yes, it is, because there are people that are doing that. There's another game, Lords Mobile. Basically, they were doing the same thing. They got busted for it when they slipped up. Kind of like I've got a chat where I'm talking in the in-game chat, and they've acknowledged that they do have translators. You know what I'm saying? So I can get paid for diamonds. Well, we don't need any more at this moment. So you're paying people with diamonds. You're hiring people and paying for diamonds, which means you're entitled to a reimbursement. You're entitled to a compensation. They have been stealing from you. They have been lying about this game. I've talked about it all the time. I've got chat logs from the help guys. I'm like, you say it's a free game, but unless you spin, you can't win. they say, we should try this strategy. I'm like, try that strategy. You try this strategy. You try that strategy. Well, unless you spend more, you can't win. I said, but the problem is you have a developer that I'm competing against, and magically they close the chat, you know, or if you call them on something that you have proof of from another screenshot, magically that chat gets closed, and then someone else comes on and goes, oh, they must have misspoke. I go, misspoke? They specifically responded to what I talked about. So we know the fraud exists. You know, and so what happens is if the server spinning gets too low, they try to create chances for people to do it. You know, so they're getting paid to play. Now, basically, again, we go to new servers again. We check this out. I mean, it happens every 6 months. The same moderator plays on different alliances, and they quit. I mean, we have tracked this. This isn't just something we pulled out of our booty. This is something that is going on, and this is something that we've gotten wind of from other players that we haven't even discussed with. A guy today was like, hey, man, I know what you're talking about. Because we were talking about it in chat, one of our chats, and they're like, I know what you're talking about because I was part of one of their other games that got busted for this. I was part of one of their other games that got, you know, busted for this, and they had to do mass refunds. So I'm telling you now, Magic Rush is lying to you, stealing from you, hosing you. So if you've ever spent money on diamonds, you are what? Entitled for compensation or reimbursement. Contact the company you purchased through. Link this video and say, listen, we're seeing that we're talking to ex-employees and current employees, and they're saying that this is what's going on. This is what they're doing. I've got a little thing here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Dun, dun. Maybe it doesn't like me. I don't know why it doesn't like me. I've got another thing here. I'm trying to pull up the thing. Let me give me 1 second. I'll pause it. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to link it. So this is one of the chats that got them busted, and I've blocked out a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be seen. But I said, hey, you need to hire me as a translator, you know. And they said, sorry, we don't need any more speaking translators. You know, and they went through this. They're talking about how I need to spend more money to, you know, if somebody spends enough money, they can be the strongest. And there's, you know, they're going to optimize it. I don't know what that means. But basically, I pulled this against somebody later and said, hey, I'd like to get hired. In another chat, I'd like you to, you know, pay me dimes. They're like, oh, we don't do that. I'm like, really? You don't hire translators and pay them in dimes? No, we don't do that. I said, are you sure? Oh, yeah, we don't do that. I'm like, well, let me show you the screenshot I took of you saying you don't need any more right now, but that's what that's what you do. That's what you still do. And then they're, boop, close chat. And then, you know, hey, you know, what happened in the chat? You know, we're talking about this. Oh, that person must have misspoke in your thing. How in the world do you misspeak that? You don't misspeak that. Google Translate doesn't mess up that bad. They lied about the Abyss treasure. They said they fixed it. They didn't fix it. They've been screwing us from the beginning. So what does that mean? Contact your credit card company. Contact your company that you bought your stuff through and say, listen, these people are stealing from us. These people have lied to us. They're making us compete against developers, which is not fair. Does not create a free environment. Their game's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be fair. I'm having to fight guys that have unlimited funds, that can build whatever they want, that can stop entire servers on their own because there's nothing else. You know, if you've ever been part of a big alliance, you'll see you get suddenly to where you're controlling it, and suddenly this guy comes over the top and drops, you know, 10 grand. Who drops 10 grand in a day? I'm sorry. I mean, I dropped 2.3 million and it was a big decision. I don't just willy-nilly drop 10 grand and be like, oh, it's just a game. It's not how it works. We don't blow money like that in the real world. We think about it. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're going to do. I'm looking forward to this. I'm still going to put out videos because I'm going to be beating the doors on these guys every day. That is what I'm doing. I've been working on this for a while. Some of my buddies have been working on this for a while. But we're going to stick it to them. I mean, I'm not going to tolerate watching them just beat people up. I've seen so many people, great people, leaving the game because they're like, it doesn't matter what I do, I can't beat this guy. You know, it doesn't matter what I do, there's always that one guy. You know, and it's that on every same server, and then the merger takes place, and suddenly those guys from their servers disappear, but there's still the one super guy, you know, and that's because he's the main guy. And so I'm here to educate, I'm here to warn, and I'm here to help. I'm going to keep doing videos. But man, let me know what you're thinking. It's just sad. It just blows my mind that a company would stoop to this level. Hope you all have a great one. Looking forward to hear your thoughts. I'll talk to y'all later.